right, let's move on to some callers here. Ernie, you've been waiting patiently for a long time. Go ahead and tell Larry what's going on with your Ford Ranger.
Yeah, hello, Larry. Thanks for taking my call. I have a 2019 Ford Ranger that the stop-start feature quit working probably about 6 months after I bought the vehicle new. Now, I still have a couple of months on the warranty, but when I've taken it in to the dealer, they say, don't worry about it. You don't need that feature. And I kind of get that because, as I understand it, the feature is just there for gas saving. And quite honestly, I'm getting good mileage, so I'm not concerned about that. But I guess the other thing is it possible that that not working is an indication of a bigger problem? And so while it's still under warranty, should I really press them to get that fixed? Or what's your thought on these stop-start features that these vehicles have?
I hate them. Me personally, I absolutely despise them. Yours is in a situation where you can start your vehicle up and disable it every time you start the vehicle up. That's how it's designed. And remembering to push an extra button in the car is the biggest, or in the vehicle is just the biggest pain. I can't stand that. That's my preference. Everybody isn't going to be happy with what I deal with. But now, as far as a feature, you've got a really good point there, because, Ernie, it's like this. If you've got a feature in the vehicle that is inoperative and it's not working, you got to look at it like this. If you were to take that vehicle and trade it in, would you be penalized for it? Is there going to be a devalue type of situation here, a diminished value issue on a particular issue, that your truck has? That if it's there and it's supposed to work and you want it to work, the last thing I can imagine Ford telling you, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, problem is they may not have anybody in the dealership that can diagnose it. Who knows? In all fairness, there's a fuse that blows on them. I would definitely tell you to have that checked. And it's really funny because a lot of times we get these in with that feature not working, and that's the first sign of a battery going bad, believe it or not, or an alternator not charging properly. And so, there could be other things that could be related to the start-stop system not working. That's a reason I would never tell you to ignore it, It's like this. If you get a battery in one of these start-stop systems that's less than 85%, it automatically stops the start-stop system from working. So it might be a good idea. I know it's worked for 6 months or whatever you said, but I would go ahead and have the battery tested just to make sure that the battery is okay. It's like this. You got a lot more of a deep cycle part of those batteries. The vehicle would could probably have a bad cell in it and still start the vehicle and make everything else operable, and you not even know it. You see what I'm saying? But if it's less than 85%, until it's charged up more than 85%, that start-stop system will become inoperative all by itself. And a lot of people don't even realize they've got a battery that's failing in the vehicle until they have an issue like this. Because really the main thing we see with them, especially on a Ranger like that, blown fuses, that sort of thing. And most of the time when you get one that blows a fuse, it's usually somebody was doing something kind of weird with the vehicle. They were trying to pull a tree stump out of the ground or something like that. And they were using the auto stop system in order to do it instead of the engine, with that system deactivated. Me personally, what I would do is I'd take it back and tell them I want the system operable, and see if they can't figure it out. And as soon as they get it to working, the first thing I would do is they make a harness that you can actually plug in to what usually goes to your switch, and that will keep it inoperative at all times. And you can always hook it back up, if you wanted it to be operable. But me, I can't stand it. I would have to disable mine. But I'd want it to work. Just in case I was to go and trade the vehicle in, I wouldn't want somebody to sit there and say, well, you probably got some problems with the vehicle because that system isn't working. Who knows? That's my opinion. I appreciate you holding on and asking the question, Ernie.